literally, a lot of things you think you care about, you do not care about. You just believe that you should care about them. My need got met, so I do not really care about what happened. In the grand scheme, it doesn't matter because what I needed to get done still got done because I am abundant and I live in an abundant universe. Hey guys, and welcome back to another Limitless conversation. I am your host, Sean. And woo child, I literally y'all. I celebrated my birthday yesterday. So I am fresh off of that, which is why I'm like coming real chill today. I know I love to dress up, but today I was journaling and literally I was journaling and the message was so good. I said, no, we're getting up right now and we are filming. So this is probably going to be a lot of a channeled message. But welcome back to another Limitless conversation, you guys. I'm sorry if you are new here. Here on this podcast, we talk about all things growth, expansion, understanding where you are limited, and I'm putting air quotes around that, understanding where you are limited so that you can know that you can realize that that is an illusion and you can bust out of that box and be your best limitless self. And today I had a really good moment with that. So yes. All right, let's just hop straight into it. As I tell you guys, every time it always starts with the story because how we experience life is really and truly how we grow or how we evolve. I like evolve better. Um, but yeah, it's really and truly how we evolve through life. So here's the story. Like I told you guys, I just celebrated my birthday. And I was this morning I sat down. Let's see how do I want to where do I want to go with this? Yeah, I'm just actually I'm mm, okay. I'm gonna start with how the message came through. This morning, this might not actually be a really, really long episode like the other ones because this is just more of a channel message. But I sat down this morning because, like I said, my birthday, I just had my birthday celebration. My birthday just passed this week, too. I turned 28. Woo, woo. Yeah, I've been 28 all year. Has anyone else, like, I have literally been 28 all year. Every time someone asks me, how old are you? I've said 28. Although I literally just turned 28 in my mind, I have been 28 all year. I skipped 27. I went from 26 to 28. So now I can officially say it. But and I don't know about you guys. I know some people don't like birthdays, but like I feel like I get better with time. Every year I get better. So I'm excited to age because like I'm not excited like it needs to come fast, but I'm just saying like I get excited every time I get older because every time I look back at like my old photos, my old memories, like things like that, like it's just it's beautiful to see how much I've grown over the year. It's just like when you go to the gym, right? You don't necessarily see the results the next day, but when you look back a year later, you're like, wow, like I've really my body has changed. I've changed, right? So it's the same for like birthdays for me. So yeah. So anyway, I kind of feel like I think I don't actually want to go to the specifics of the details, but I'll see. So I'm just trying to figure out how this is best to gauge because the story itself is actually the thing that doesn't matter, and that's what's funny about it. So I sat down this morning wanting to. I was like, I want to journal because I feel like I need to unpack. I feel like I need to unpack. Listen to that word, because I had observed over these last few weeks things that happened that should have made me feel away. And what's so funny is as things were happening, I thought to myself, like, this should trigger me. This would have triggered me. And I don't feel triggered. And it was weird. It was weird. This is what we talk about living in a healed version of yourself, right? I was not triggered by the things, but my mind kept telling me that I should be. So then I began to go down this little rabbit hole of like, all right, Sean, let's check in with yourself. Are you not being real with how you feel? Are you not being honest with how you feel? Are you not being are you ignoring yourself? Like listen in and see what's really good. And I was like, no, like I'm really good. I'm really full right now. Like I feel really full in life. And it was weird because like I said, things that have been happening would have made me feel like I was supposed to be triggered, but I wasn't. So anyway, I want to read the journal entry because like, you can see me kind of going through the notions, and then I'm gonna probably just straight up channel and talk about what the message was because 'cause I'm like, "Beautiful." So I put, "Let's chat. I'm really full right now. Let's just say that. I'm feeling good about what I have going on in life. Not sure how I wanna do this because I've just been making a lot of observations. I first started off by changing my combos and views on life. Some of the things I'm currently living by are number one, things are not personal. Number two, even though they aren't personal, it's okay for me to feel away. Number three, getting my needs getting my needs met. Number four, um, but what's the word I wrote here, child? Voiding? Oh, this is void. I know it's not. I think it's valid. No, it's not validating. Something my needs and expectations for my needs to always get met. Mm. Okay, well, see, I don't know what this word I wrote is, but basically saying that my needs, I live expecting that my needs will always get met. Number six, I am already full, and the universe will always make sure of it. Number seven, people and things are interchangeable. This is where it must start coming in, chat. I'm sorry. People and things are interchangeable. Don't get attached to the vessel. Be grateful the need was met. Ah, Shay, bro. Ah, freaking Shay. I wrote, I forgive them. My needs still got met. I wanted to complain about how I felt like my best friends didn't show up for me as much as I wanted them to over the last few weeks, but literally, it's irrelevant because the needs I wanted to get met still got met. I spoke about um, if you guys watched a previous episode of mine, I don't remember which episode it was, to be honest. I believe it was the one where I was wearing the blue and pink. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. I don't know what the title of that episode is, but I was talking about the person that I'm dating. And I was saying how I had communicated with them a need that I needed met and they weren't meeting it, right? So at that time, me and him were not in like the best of spaces. But like I said, lately I've been living by my needs will get met. I've also been living by communicating. And this is where I say I guess sometimes it needs to happen and sometimes it doesn't. It's just when it happens as it's supposed to. So for example, and this might be a little over the place, so just follow me, guys. Stick with me. I promise you guys. We're gonna make it here. We're gonna follow this journey with me. I promise it's gonna make sense, even though I might be just trying to piece pieces together right now. So it's important that me and him were not on the best of terms a few weeks ago. Right? We weren't like on bad. It wasn't terrible. It would just know that I wasn't at my peak happiness within our connection. How about that? A few weeks ago, right? But I had a conversation with him, but it wasn't until I realized that this is a need that I wanted met, or this is something that I wanted from him. It wasn't until the situation happened that I could communicate with him that I felt like our connection wasn't having that. So I communicated with him. And once I communicated with him, I began to see a shift in his behavior. It's really important for me to not shut down because sometimes I just shut down. And that's why I said this applies sometimes and it doesn't. In this situation, it applied because I didn't shut down. I decided to communicate to him the need that I needed met. This is important because here we are. And at that time, I'm sorry, my friendship needs were being met. I was really good and happy in my friendship connections, and me and his connection wasn't the best. Here we are, a few weeks later. Um, I communicated to him. Now our connection is a lot better, right? Then you have my friend, I'm just one of my best friends per se, my best friends, right? It's my birthday season. It's really like I'm a person who really like I celebrate my birthday. I'm not a person who like treats their birthday like it's not something they care about. I'm someone who cares about my birthday every year. I think last year was the first year, 2021. I mean, was the first year that I didn't do anything for my birthday, and I still went to dinner, but I didn't do like a big celebration. But I'm a person who celebrates my birthday, right? So as expected, I had the expectation that my best friends would show up in a certain way for my birthday, right? I wanted them at every event. I felt like, they should probably call me to like check on me, see how things are going, how things are being planned, whatever. I had just little things that I felt like I wanted them to do, right? I did ask everyone for so it doesn't matter. Really, it doesn't matter. The logistics of the little pieces, right? I expected them to show up in a certain way, and they hadn't showed up in the way that I had wanted them to show up. This is where some of these things that I've been living by comes in, right? When they weren't showing up how I wanted them to show up, I had moments where I was kind of like, this is a little annoying, but they were short lived, right? Because I said, you know what, it's not personal, Sean. They're not showing up for you because of you. They're not showing up for you because of something that you did or whatever. They might not be showing up because they just might have something going on in their life where they can't show up for you in the way that you want right now. But universe says don't worry about it because your needs are still going to get met. This is where the person that I'm dating, like I said, we were doing really good. And he came in for them some of those places that my friends would have normally been helping me with, or a space that they would have been occupying. He came in and met those needs. Right. I have another good girlfriend. She's like my sister, right? She came in and she assisted me and she met that need, right? And my other friends, they filled in little places where they needed to, right? The thing today that I was talking about, people and the things are interchangeable. The reason that sometimes we feel like we're lacking things is because we don't understand how we understand. We have to remember that things are always constantly moving and revolving and changing. And so sometimes you're going to go here and your cup is going to get filled up here. You're going to go here, your cup is going to get filled up here. Sometimes that machine or that place that you have been going might be depleted, might not be an available option. You don't sit there and hyper focus on how that person is not able to meet your needs. What you have to be able to do, and what I had to be able to do, is now shift and see that my needs were still met. I am still abundant. I am still good. I only believe that I lack when I sit here and focus on the one person or the one way that I wanted things to get done. I was watching this TikTok today, which is why I freaking love this shit, y'all. I love it. I was watching a TikTok today and the girl was talking about a lesson from her therapist. And she was saying that her therapist said to her, um, she said, people don't show up for me. When I say that, before I go into that, things just unfold. These messages, these understandings, this knowledge unfolds for me sometimes over weeks, over days. Like it's like this is the moment where all the pieces come together. So I heard this TikTok today, thought it was completely irrelevant, but loved what she said, but didn't think it applied. She said this, she said her therapist, she said to her therapist, people don't show up for me. People don't check on me. She said her therapist called her on BS and said, no, it's not that people don't show up for you. The better question is, who is the person you want to show up for you that's not showing up for you? And her therapist went on to say, you need to direct the energy there, right? But I further that point to say, where in your life do you think that you're lacking? And are you really lacking? Or are you only lacking because there's a certain person, a certain way, a certain thing that you want to fulfill that need that is not an available option at the moment? So I had to shift my perspective from like, oh my God, my friends are not doing what my best friends are not doing what I need them to do, blah, blah, blah. That's a lackful mindset. I believe that I'm lacking something. I shifted my perspective and saw, Sean, did your needs still get met? Did you still have someone to help you plan? Did you still have someone to assist you on the journey? Did you still have a good time? Right? Did all of your needs still get met? And I looked back and I said, they did. All of my needs still got met. Take the focus off of the how. Take the focus off of the exact way that you wanted things to be done, or the places that sometimes the places that you normally would visit to get full or you would normally go to are not available options. You literally have to freaking think about it. Like, I don't know why the word offline is coming to me right now, but it's kind of like things go off of line because to be honest, the world does not revolve around you like you really think it does. The world doesn't revolve, your world does. but other people's don't, right? And so some of the things that you are used to leaning on and being there might not be available. This could be anything, right? I'm talking about friendship right now, but this spreads into anything. This can be applied anywhere. Say for example, you're thinking about we were talking for the last few weeks about my apartment. All right. My need is to have housing, right? Will I still have a roof over my head? Yes. Am I lacking in that? No. Did I want this specific apartment to be this specific way? Sure. Sure, I did. Sure, I wanted the need to be fulfilled in that way. If I hyper focus that I didn't get met in that way, yeah, now I'm in lack mindset. Now you've shifted to a lack mindset. And when you focus on lack, you continue to create more lack. Or you can see this is the need that I needed met. Did the need get met? Do I have a roof over my head? Absolutely. I'm back in my abundance. I am back in my abundance at that very moment when I realized that my needs never didn't get met. Stop focusing on the one thing. I even think about this, and I'm sure she doesn't care because she shares her journey all the time with my mom. My mom, she got sick and she wanted her family to show up for her in a certain way, to be like her primary caretakers, right? And we did. Absolutely. Right? There was a point where we got depleted because we had been doing it for so long. And at that time, my mom then had to lean into her friends, where now her friends were pouring into her and helping her, right? As she recovered. She was upset with us for not showing up because we're the people she wanted to show up. There's a version of a story where she can focus on that, and that sits in lack. I lack the love. I lack the attention. I lack this. Or she could see, my God, I am so freaking blessed that the universe provided me another way to get my needs met. I've been joking because my needs are gonna get met. Yeah, they're gonna get met. And whether you're the one to do it is really irrelevant. Who if you're the one to do it is really like it's up to you, it's up to the universe, it's up to what makes sense right now in the cosmos, right? Because it's bigger than what we want sometimes. But if you're the one to get that need met, cool. If you're not, cool. I will get the need met somewhere else. Now, this isn't, I want for people who are like talking about, who are hearing this and thinking about like other people, like you need to fill yourself up. These people outside of you and your world are also you. You do acknowledge that, right? And then there's also times where yes, you're gonna do things on your own and stuff like that. That's not what I'm talking about right now. What I'm talking about is just our ability to shift from lacking to absolute abundance, which we are. And that comes when we stop having an attachment to how we wanted things to go and we keep looking for things to be filled in maybe the same ways that they have been filled or the ways that we want them to be filled instead of seeing that the need was still met. Another really, really great moment that I got to see this. Quick pause for the cause, you guys. So I know conversation is really, really good, really great. I'm excited that you're enjoying it. If you are, I'm excited if it's, doing something for you. I want to quickly share some affirmations with you guys because this conversation is about, I want to share two things actually. The first thing, before I get into affirmations, which they go together, one of the biggest things that I learned in therapy was self-soothing. And so today in our pulse for the cause, I want to encourage you to practice the art of self-soothing. What is that? That is affirming to yourself. That is speaking love into yourself, speaking encouragement into yourself, uplifting yourself. This is something I often do when I am working through through my perceived limits, because they're not really real. It is a perception. My perceived limits. Okay. So, or what is presenting. Let me say that. It presents to be. I remember I was watching my old rules. I said that. Yeah. When you're working through that, you sometimes need to self-soothe as you reprogram your mind. So I encourage you right now to just like, if you've never hugged yourself, give yourself a freaking hug. Wrap your arms around yourself. My hair down the back. Wrap your arms around yourself and just hug yourself. and affirm to yourself. And I want to give you some affirmations that come to me. Just give me a second. You are doing the best that you can with what you have. You are amazing. Everything is okay. I love you. You are worthy of love. You are limitless. You are abundant. You are powerful. You are so strong. And not that you need lessons in strength, you're just strong because you just are. You are kind. You are gracious. And it's okay. Everything is okay. Everything is okay. Everything is okay. You got this. You got this. You do. You do. You do. You're doing amazing. You're doing absolutely amazing. You should be proud of you. Be proud of you. You're killing it. Girl, you be killing it. Girl, you be killing it. If they ain't let you know. I love you. So, how did that feel? It's like there's nothing like it. So often, I'm sure you as well pour and pour into people around you. And I know they call it reparenting, self soothing. It's just reprogramming your mind and also just giving yourself the insurance and the encouragement every day to keep going. So let's go ahead and hop back to the rest of the episode. And this was probably the first time that I ever got to see this. My granddad passed away. I want to say it was about 2017, something like that. Maybe I might be my granddad and I were very, very close. Um, and still are close because he's still around, you know. And me and my dad didn't have necessarily a relationship. It wasn't even a bad relationship. We just didn't really have a relationship. Like we were good, but we didn't have a relationship really. Right. I went through when I was younger, right? So my dad wasn't around. We didn't have a relationship. He wasn't around, right? My granddad was really, really present in my life. And so he was so much present that I really didn't, for the most part, realize that I didn't have my dad around. Like, and so sometimes I would hear my friends talk about their dad, and I would think to myself, oh, a dad, yeah. But outside of that, I really and truly didn't think much about it. But I do remember that um, there was this moment after my granddad had passed that I had realized that I didn't appreciate my granddad. It wasn't until he passed when I realized that, wow, I didn't appreciate him. He should, like, not in like a, because I did, but I didn't. And those who get it, like, I appreciated him, but not to the fullness that I could have. And it wasn't until he passed away when I realized that I, in a way, couldn't accept him in that role for me, even though I did, but I had moments. We shift in and out of realities often. So I would have moments where I couldn't accept him in that role because I wanted my dad in that role. So because I wanted that role to be filled by my dad, I believed at times in my life that I lacked something. But there's also the version of that story where I see my God universe. Thank you so much for making sure that that need, that place in my life was still filled. This is what happens is that there's the way that the world tells you that things should work. And if things are not working in that way, it sometimes presents to be more difficult to see that things are actually working out. So because society says, oh, your dad should be the one doing this. Oh, your mom should be the one doing. Oh, your dad should be the one teaching you about how a man should treat you. Oh, your mom should be the one taking you back to school shopping. Oh, because I believed that your best friend should be the ones to show up and help you plan your party. Oh, your best friend should, because society tells me that that's how things should go. When things don't go that way, I now believe that I lack something. instead of seeing that there really is no need to attach to people's titles and roles and positions and all of those things, because those are really not even important in the grand scheme. Just, did the need get met? Did that space get that thing that you wanted? Did you get it? That's all that matters. Release the attachment to the titles and the specifics. Release your attachment to those, because the specifics are not important. Only thing that's important is the actual goal. Now, there's obviously things like morals and values and how you want to get to your goals, right? That's not important right now. I I'm laughing at myself because I grew up in a house of debaters. So I always hear the opposing arguments and conversations. And I think that's also part of my gift, right? I can always hear people's opposition to things. So sometimes you'll hear me, like when we're talking, you'll hear me like go back and forth because I can hear it. I can hear what people are thinking that are like, we're going to break through those though, because those things are not real. So today I had the beautiful reminder that, like, and this is the mindset that I'm shifting into. And this is why we're going to talk more about this in even season 2, because season 1, you guys are following my real life journey. I'm telling you guys real life stories as they're happening. So a lot in season 1, you're hearing me get to this space here. And I'm human, so I'm never going to say that I won't revisit that space, right? Because everything happens interchangeably and in cycles at times. But the mindset that I predominantly live in is the mindset of abundance. And it is the idea that I don't lack anything. And the belief that I lack anything is possibly coming from, and the belief that you lack anything is possibly coming from the fact that you're fixated on things happening in a certain way, that you can't just see that things worked out for you. You just can't see that things happen for you. I want to go into some of the points off of things I've been living by. And more importantly, I want to go into things that are not personal. This is a mindset that I got from reading the book The Four Agreements, and I read it quite a while ago, but it's something that I do have to often revisit because, again, like I said, oftentimes as humans, I think I talked about this in another episode. I don't know if if I had to re-record it or not, but I talked about another podcast that I was listening to, and he was talking about how kids are narcissists because they believe that the world revolves around them, right? Mommy didn't show up. Didn't make mommy mad? No, maybe mommy just has something going on, right? As people, we believe that other people's worlds revolve around us. And when other people do things, it is a personal attack to us. I really greatly got to practice this mindset recently, because I had reached out to someone in my life and asked them to assist me with something. Here we go. This is another one, right? This is another. I had reached out to someone in my life and asked them to assist me with something. They had agreed to assist me, and then I had felt like they had agreed, but then they kind of like went ghost on me, and I felt like, okay, maybe they didn't really want to help me. Like, why couldn't they just tell me they didn't want to help me? Like, and I started to believe that it was something that, like, oh man, I shouldn't have even asked for help. I went into all of that, and then I had to tell myself, Sean, like, I'm not even joking. Sean, did you consider that it's not about you? Did you consider that maybe this person is literally just going through something in their life and they're just not an available option in place for you at this time? Did you consider that? Right? And then I had to look at, was my thing that I wanted them to help me with, was that need going to get met still? Yes. In fact, in fact, because gratitude, because everything was how it was supposed to. In fact, because I went through those emotions, and that's why we honor all of the process, because all of the process brings you there. So because I felt like this person who was supposed to help me had felt a way, it pushed me to make sure that that need got met. So what did I do? Oh, now I didn't need this person to help me anymore because I worked it out another way. And actually, it worked out even better. It worked out even better for me. It didn't, and for them as well, because they didn't have to do it. So it worked out better for the both of us. So really, what am I going to be upset about? Right? Because part of me wanted to be like, I want to be upset with them about you abandoned. This is where I want to be upset with them about, you abandoned me. You didn't show up for me. You just disappeared on me. That's lack and living in always healing mindset. Part of me, the old version of me, thought that that's what I should focus on, but my spirit was not upset. My spirit did not want to focus on that, but like, that part of me that I don't want to call it the human part. I don't want to say the human part is all bad, but that human part of me wanted to be like, I should feel something. Literally, a lot of things you think you care about, you do not care about. You just believe that you should care about them. My need got met, so I do not really care about what happened. In the grand scheme, it doesn't matter because what I needed to get done still got done because I am abundant and I live in an abundant universe. And things actually worked out better than I thought that they would. So that's something to be so grateful for. So now I thought to myself, do I need to have a conversation with this person, or for my birthday, do I just have a conversation with my best friends, like, and talk about it so we can not have this issue in the grand scheme of things? And I don't. I don't. And not because it's anything to do with avoidance, but because I understand that it's literally irrelevant to have the conversation because they were just an offline option at the time. Because they are also spirits here on this earth, on this planet, having their own experiences. And so, yes, their option went offline right now for that moment, but my needs still got met. So, what do I need to talk about? I'm not upset about it. There's no need to discuss how we can do better in the future because we already have those skills. The only reason that we were not doing it is because they were an offline option at the time. They were an unavailable option at the time. Um, Yeah, it's like it's thanks. It's like you're hungry. Okay, I know we're gonna wrap this up, but it's like you're hungry, right? Um, you're hungry, you want to eat, but it's 1 o'clock in the morning. What are your available options? Are you gonna starve? Are you gonna starve yourself because you want Panera and Panera is not open at 1 o'clock in the morning? Or are you gonna go somewhere else to get that need met because you're hungry and there's a universe that has blessed you with other options. That option is not available. They're closed. It is an offline option. You could sit there and say, "Oh my God," you could say outside there, "Oh my God, why aren't you open? Why don't you love me? Don't you know I'm hungry? Don't you know I need you? Don't you I don't need you, Panera. You're interchangeable. Maybe McDonald's is open, Taco Bell is open. There's other options, right? The grocery, maybe a late night convenience store is open, and you can go get some ingredients for a sandwich and some soup. There are other options that are available online. So you can sit there and focus that this place is not open and woe it's me, and you will stay in a negative, lackful mind state. Lack is a state of mind. Everything that we have going on is a state of mind, a state of being. So you can sit and lack, or you could say, wow, universe, I'm so grateful that there's all these other options and my needs can definitely still get met. They're all already met. They, I'm not lacking anything. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about taking things personal. Um, that's gonna be another episode actually. Getting the needs met. It's not personal. It's okay if you feel something about it, because like I said, it's all part of the human experience. This isn't a human experience message right now. This isn't a human experience conversation right now. It's both, but it's mostly just talking about the bigger spiritual grand scheme of things. But yes, not take things personal, but it's totally okay if you still feel something from it. Follow that. Leaning into your feelings will bring you to the fact that will help you to disbar some of the illusions. It will help you to disbar a lot of things. Disbar, disband, disassemble, something, one of those words. It'll allow you to do that. So I'm literally so extremely grateful this morning because I'm grateful for me. I always say that because it takes it and if you're doing this as well, it takes a beautiful re- um and strong mind to release the things that you have been carrying for a very long time. To decide to change your your belief systems, to decide to change your mindsets, it takes a strong person. So when I say that I'm grateful for me, it's not a cocky thing. I'm literally grateful that you are brave and courageous enough to change your mindset, to change your life. Hold gratitude for yourself often because the things that you're doing, they're not easy things to do. And you do them with ease and you make them look easy. All right, we're back. I'm sorry, that was kind of like an abrupt pause. If you're watching the audio, the visuals for this, and the angle might have changed a little bit, but that's because my camera just died and I had to restart. And there's a message in that, which we're gonna do as a bonus message. But I was pretty much wrapped up with that message that maybe that was spiritual way of saying, okay, we're good here. They got it. You got it. It's good. Lately, and I have to come back and close the video. But lately, I've also been practicing the art of calling myself on bullshit and the art of it's not always a sign. When you get spiritual, everything is a sign. Everything is a sign. Okay? Everything. Some things are a sign that it's not a sign. And what I mean by that is like I was sitting from this episode, old Sean would have been like, oh my God, is this a sign? Was that not a divine message? Should I not have shared that? Sean of today said, no, the camera literally just died. That's it. It's not that deep. It's not a message to not do it. In fact, sometimes we use it's a sign as an excuse to not do things we know we should be doing. Oh, can we get into that? We're not today. But I want to bonus this message by saying push past hiccups sometimes. Sometimes hiccups are just that. They're just hiccups. Literally, there's something else sometimes about being spiritual. I remember talking to my therapist and I was just telling her about how everything comes back to me because spiritual grand scheme of things, everything does. But I needed to hear what she had to say because one day I was like, yeah, sometimes like it's not me. Sometimes it's them. Sometimes they're the drama and I'm not. And that's okay. I don't have to overly attach to that. But yeah, you guys, oh child, I look so crazy right now. Well, I know I don't. I still look beautiful. I just look like it was my birthday yesterday, and my birthday celebration yesterday, and it was. So I would say excuse my appearance, but I don't feel like that. I feel like this is real, this is raw, and I had to come and share this message today because I love talking when I'm like when I'm getting the message. It's like I love that. And I just happened to be in the house today. And so I just happened to be able to throw on some sweats, come on unwrap my hair and come on camera and share with you guys. And so I really hope that you got to expand today. I know for sure that I did. Oh, I forgot my welcome back. Oh, welcome back. I forgot that in the beginning. I'm getting the hang of this thing. I'll remember. I'll start remembering. But yeah, I hope you got to expand today. I definitely did. And I'm grateful as always to spirit, to source, to our higher self, to my higher self, to universe for granting us this time together, for our ability to tap into this infinite knowledge is so dope. Your ability to even find this content is also your ability to tap into infinite knowledge. You know what I mean? Like this is something to be grateful for. Like yeah. So, as always, you can follow me on all my social media. It is all at Authentically Sean. And that's it for today's episode. Oh, I'm getting yawny. Oh no, bueno. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope that didn't make you yawn because you know yawns are contagious. I will catch you guys in the next episode. Bye.